win them here on the air. Dieter's going to be out next few weekends doing some appearances. Go to WMMS.com at the contest page to see where all those are going to be. And then Rover and Stansbury and I all have keys. So be caller 10, and you'll get my key for today that might fire up this Harley, courtesy of MMS and Budweiser. Good luck, caller 10. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
These days, you have a million ways to entertain yourself.
Are you not entertained?
This one just puts entertain in air quotes.
I am not entertained.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Guardians play tonight, 6:05. We'll get out of here a few minutes early. They start up at Comerica Park against the Detroit Tigers. When's the All-Star game?
Next week.
Next week.
Monday is the home run derby. Tuesday is the game. And they have two starters.
Jose Ramirez and Stephen Kwan.
And then
bunch of reserves.
Clase is a pitcher.
Yeah.
That's was selected. And then Josh Naylor and David Fry are reserves.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's great.
I got one of my guys in there, Garrett Crochet. This guy's up for the Cy Young, or he's going to be. My team is just crapping the bed, but he is murdering out there. So he's on the AL team. And yeah, Guardians well represented for the All-Star game. The Guardians start up tonight. 6:05 pregame, 6:40 first pitch in Detroit against the Tigers. Tigers are okay. They're like a skosh under 500. You know, they're not being too showy, but they're not in the basement with my White Sox either. So you can't have everything. And so that'll be tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday. They'll be in Detroit. Ray sent me some new Mary songs.
Oh, boy.
Kissing Toes of Fire.
Okay.
One that is Volbeat inspired called Hawk to Ya.
Okay.
Or Hawk, he spelled it Hawk to Ya, but maybe he means Hawk Tua. If you don't want to Hawk Tua, I don't want to talk to you. I'll have another $1,000 here in a few minutes for you, too. 6 or 7 minutes. We're back getting you money from the Buzzard Bookie. So the next keyword here around 4:30. Either of those songs potentially scratch you where you itch? I haven't listened to them.
The Volbeat one.
Okay. Satan's back in there. He's not changing up the lyrics at all. He's just changing the music style. Coconut Milk
like
Explosions. It's Volbeat-ish. I get where he's coming from. It's a little heavier than Volbeat, but
yeah, he
knows that you like that straight ahead rock and roll. You like meat and potatoes, riffage.
Regular rock.
Love your feet tonight, Mary.
Love your feet tonight.
Yeah. Coconut milk. I want to hear that.
Coconut.
Yeah. Well, you get the gist. There's the Volbeat-inspired song that Ray sent for you. And then he's got one called Hot Toes of something.
Fire.
Yeah. Kissing toes of
Oh,
fire.
kissing toes of fire.
Yeah. He says he's at like 4 in the morning.
That's when he's doing his best work, I
I
guess.
guess so. I was reading about a woman who went to grape stomping school to improve her foot pick biz.
Hey.
People who are into wine or people who are, simping for the grape. I don't know what she's going for, but she's like, this way I can bring in the wine crowd, the winophiles, and what do people like feet called? Pedophiles?
Mm-mm.
No.
That's different.
Well, they should come up with a different word for that then. More Hawk Tuya in this one.
Hawk Tuya screaming loud in the night. Mary missed the point, raised back to the light. Kissing your toes, coconut milk on a squirt. Behind the screams of Hawk Tuya hurts. Noises creeping, shadows round the door. Mary dances barefoot, blood on the floor. Ryan's crying, tears streaming down his face. Satan laughs, dances in the fire's embrace.
It's also sinister.
Like this one.
It's so sinister, though. Kissing toes of fire.
This feels like 90s.
Marilyn Manson.
Yes, this does seem like Marilyn Manson.
Kissing your toes while the world burns down.
Dancing barefoot on the blood on the floor or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
But I like that one.
Kissing your toes while the world burns down. Coconuts cracking, pouring on the ground. Screams echo through the darkened town. Fire shadows dancing around. Kissing your toes while the world burns down.
I mean, would you really want your toes kissed while the world was burning down? I mean, is that
What
something
else
that
you
It's a
would-
metaphor. It's like breaking the ice.
Oh, that's
Doesn't
what
have
it
to
is.
mean anything.
Oh, I
It's
take
just,
these so
It
literally.
could just be catchy.
Yeah, I take these so literally.
Break the ice.
Screams-
Kiss the toes. That's fine.
Kiss the toes is a metaphor. For what? Kissing toes?
Or whatever you want it to be, man. Whatever
Kissing
you
the
want
toes
it.
is a metaphor for breaking the ice.
People don't need to explain their art. Just let it explain itself to you.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the record companies, by the way, are suing these AI song generators.
Well, they should. It's all plagiarism.
Right, yes.
It's all plagiarism.
Yeah, they're getting sued by the record companies for copyright infringement. I was reading an article in Wired magazine. The RIAA, which is Recording Industry Association of America, and all of the record labels allege that all of the AI music generators, which is what all AI generators do, they take, that's why artists and comedians and authors are like, because this
crap
generative
sucks.
AI, well, but it's all being trained on other people's work.
Right.
So the people who create that work are rightfully like, are we going to get a piece of this? They're like, no. This is like the data that companies don't pay for. So Suno, which is that one there, and Udio are two of the big prominent AI music generators, and they have both been sued by the RIAA and a group of music labels.
Oh, no more songs. No more
Well,
songs.
it's not like something that's going to get shut down overnight. I mean, people don't even know how to legislate AI, let alone deal with it in court. So we'll see what happens. There's going to have to, there will eventually be one of these kind of landmark cases, I think. But the people who unfortunately are in charge of legislating things in this country don't even know what the hell any of this tech stuff is. And tech companies know that. So they're kind of running roughshod over everybody. The record labels are seeking damages of up to $150,000 per work infringed.
Ooh.
Suno is based in Massachusetts, and the other one, Udio, is based out of New York State. Unlicensed services like this claim it's fair to copy an artist's life work and exploit it for their own profit without consent or payback on the promise of genuinely innovative AI for us. Yeah, so it's basically taking everybody else's information, resynthesizing it, and then charging us for it. Because these
cost money?
these you can, yeah, these if you really they give you like a first taste is free.
Yeah.
They'll give you a couple for free. But yeah, if you want to keep doing them,
How much do you think Ray has put into this?
I don't know.
Hundreds?
Well, you don't pay per song. You pay
Oh,
like
I don't
$10 a month, I think, and then you go hog wild. So, yeah, they're getting sued, and we'll see what happens. But for now, you got hot coconut milk squirting all over the place. One example in the lawsuit describes how the labels generated songs extremely similar to Chuck Berry's 1958 hit Johnny Be Good, with the songs replicating the exact Go Johnny Go chorus. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Probably nothing.
I don't know. I got money for you. It's $1,000. Maybe you find yourself in some form of nasty litigation. Or just sock it away, do whatever you want. $1,000 right now from the Buzzard Bookie. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Green. That's green. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Hey, Alan. I was listening to the podcast where Leslie was talking about ketamine, and I was just wondering if I'm the only one that thinks about Dick from Dayton and the Kettering Banjo Society and starts thinking about Dick being part of the Ketamine Banjo Society. That's always been a thought in the back of my head. How much different would that be? I love you. Bye.
The Ketamine Banjo Society. I don't think we want Dick to be slower.
I don't think it would be that different.
Hey, I'm on ketamine. Well, next time he calls, we'll ask him. And you know what else people are asking themselves, Bill? People have asked me on a number of occasions. They've probably asked you on a number of occasions. People who listen to this show on a regular basis, who have referred to Mary as a Karen before.
Oh, God.
And that's not the first time that something like that has come up, and it hasn't come up in a minute. I think the Karen thing has kind of waned as far as a pop culture thing. But it happens from time to time. People will ask that question.
It's very frustrating, but...
Yes?
I don't know what the definition of Karen is, because I might have been a Karen over the break.
I don't know what a Karen is, but I know it when I see it. Kind of like pornography.
It's like with the Supreme Court talking about porno.
Yeah.
Where's the demarcation line is my thing, okay? So let me tell you.
I think of a Karen as someone who's inserting herself into a situation that does not at all require her participation.
I don't think it's just that. I think a Karen's also somebody that overreacts to a situation or is always complaining about something or just, there's a lot.
That's the beauty of it.
things.
It comprises a lot of things. They contain multitudes.
Or just someone that's kind of, just annoying.
So,
racism gets into a lot of Karen situations, I feel like.
There's racism, a lot of non-Karen situations too, unfortunately. They're playing all the old hits.
All right, what was your Karen situation?
I was in Royal Oak, Michigan. I was doing Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, and during the daytime, I went to go get a mani-pedi. Okay, want to get my toes done. I had time. I had nothing going on, so I said, let me go get my nails done. I go in, and I get what is probably the worst pedicure I've ever had in my entire life. And
you just threw a dart at a place that was near you and you went.
It had good reviews. It had like 4-point-something stars on Yelp, and it was, up the street. It wasn't far. And so I was like, yeah, I got all day. I'll go do this. So I go, and I get pedicures at least once a month. I have had hundreds of pedicures in my life. I know how they're supposed to go. I know the steps. I don't think I've ever had a pedicure that lasted less than like 45 minutes.
Okay.
If they're doing everything they should do, it's usually about a 45-minute experience. This lady was done in about 20 minutes.
Oh.
She didn't.
So she's fast and efficient.
She's not fast or efficient.
Oh.
Well, she's fast, but not efficient.
The place I go, because I don't have a lot of time, I get their express pedicure, and I'm in there for 40 minutes.
But you also don't get polish on your toes.
You don't know what I'm doing.
Which takes a little bit longer. But, I mean, I guess
you're
you
right.
could do it in like a half hour. But, again, a good pedicure, usually about 45 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Like it would be longer than that. The Express is 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I'm watching her do it, and I'm like, she's skipping so many steps. Like, she is, and they were busy. I will give it that. So I don't know if she was just trying to get me in and get me out. But
Well, they
she
shouldn't
did
be
not-
skipping steps. I mean, even if they're busy, I mean, you're paying for it.
She only clipped one of my big toes, like the toenails, and none of the other ones. She didn't clip any of the other toenails. She didn't file the nails at all. So they were all different shapes and sizes because she didn't do any clipping or any shaping. She painted them, but it was all over my toes. Like, it was all over the
Was she
flesh.
drunk?
No. I just,
Was she on ketamine?
on. And then they're also supposed to, like, cut the cuticles, like push back the cuticles on your toes and clip them. And she didn't do any of this. And I'm sitting there and I'm watching her, and she kept, like, looking up at me and smiling, and there's obviously a language barrier there.
Now,
And
how much are you being charged for this?
$35, which is
That's
on
pretty
the cheaper
cheap.
end. Yes.
Yeah.
But I picked like the basic one. I didn't get, usually pedicures get more expensive when you get extra stuff like massages and sea salt scrubs and paraffin wax. Those are the things that usually cost extra, right? So this is like not their basic pedicure. This is their next one up, all right?
Okay.
Which should include clipping the nails
Or
and
shaping
filing them.
or-
Yeah.
So
Even I've gotten one pedicure in my life, and I even know, like, oh, yeah, you got to clip
This
the
is bad.
nails. Like, if they didn't clip my toenails, I'd be like, this is the thing that I want you to do the most.
yeah. So
I wait a long time to clip my nails.
I'm like waiting because I'm like, maybe she's going to do it all in a different order or something. Or maybe this just isn't what I'm used to.
First I polish, then I clip.
Right, I didn't know. And so then she gets to the polish, and I'm like, oh, she really is skipping all of those other steps. And she starts painting all over my feet. It's completely sloppy. It's everywhere. And I asked her to fix 2 of the toes because I'm like, hey, man, this is a travesty, what you're doing right now. And she got all huffy and puffy and, like, fixed it. And then I went to go I almost didn't even get my manicure. I was so mad. So I'm standing there, and I was like, whatever, I'll just get my manicure. I'll try to calm down a little bit. The guy who was doing my manicure, I kept, like, looking down at my toes because I was like, now I'm in the point where I'm like, do I say something?
You're wearing the
Like-
little, like, sandals.
Well, I brought my own flip-flops.
Oh, you did? Okay.
But I was like, I want to say something. Like, I don't want to pay for this. I'm not happy with the service that was provided to me, the service that I am paying for. The manicure was fine. Everything after that was fine. I go up, and I'm getting ready to pay, and the lady asked me, she was like, how was everything? And I'm in this moment where I'm like, I don't know if I should say something. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But I was like, to be honest with you, I'm not really happy with my pedicure. And she was like, well, what happened? And I was like, I just don't think she did a very good job. I was like, you can look at it. Like, she didn't clip my toenails. She didn't file them down. They're all different shapes. Like, the polish is all over my toes. And then whoever this lady was, I don't know if she was like the shop owner, but she got a little crappy with me.
The lady you were talking to, or the woman?
Lady I was
Okay.
talking to. The lady who is asking me to pay. And she was like, well, what do you want us to do? And I was like, I either want it redone or I don't want to pay for it. Like, I don't think this is a good enough job for me to pay for. And yes, I realized that she already did it, but that's where I'm at right now. So then she's like starting to talk to the other people, and now I see her talking to the lady, and she's getting the lady in trouble. So, like, I'm embarrassed, but I'm also like, I don't know what else to do. It was so bad. It was so bad. I have never complained at a nail salon. And again, I've probably had over 100 pedicures, and I have never complained. Usually if it's not like perfect, I'll be like, whatever, I'm going to get another one in 2 weeks anyway. And so then she like begrudgingly took me back, the lady who was going to check me out, and redid it and did it so meticulously that it took like an hour. So now I felt like I was being punished for saying something because now I'm sitting there for an extra hour.
She's
And I
like,
had
no,
to-
we can charge you twice as much.
But that's what I said. I was like, I don't want to pay for it twice. Like, if you're going to redo it, I don't want to pay for it again. I'd rather just not pay for it at all and leave and figure it out. And she like very meticulously went through. And of course it looked great after she was done. But I was like, is that a Karen move? Because I didn't feel great about it.
No,
But at
I
the
don't.
same
I don't think
time-
so either.
I don't think so at
No.
all. Because, I mean, like I said, they were skipping steps that I would recognize as part of a pedicure. And you're paying for a service. You want the service done at least adequately well, not terrible. So
It
I
was
have
so
no
bad.
problem with that one.
But it also, I feel like what makes me
You're Karen a lot of times, but not this time, babe.
What makes me uncomfortable too is that there is a race issue to it, where it's like I already feel a little.
That's why
weird.
she was going so fast.
Maybe what?
She was racing.
Oh, I already feel a little weird having like a foreign woman work on my feet. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you know what? I guess she chose this job. This is what she's doing. Whatever. She's just doing her job. But then to complain about it, where it's like, I feel like, oh, this white woman isn't happy with a luxury service that a foreigner gave her. I don't know. I was very uncomfortable.
It's not your fault you're white and she's Asian. That's got nothing to do with it. I mean, that's what most nail places are.
Yeah.
Korean women or Vietnamese women. That's fine. I mean, but they still know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And if you're like, this is garbage.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's a Karen move.
I did the thing too where I was like, the girl standing next to me, I was like, do my toes look good to you? I'm like, somebody back me up. Somebody please help me here before. Because the lady was like, well, I don't understand what you want us to do about it. And I was like, I either don't want to pay or want it redone. And like the girl who was standing next to me backed me up. She goes, yeah, that's not very good at all. Like, I see where you're coming from. So I felt weird where I was like, I don't feel like a Karen, but it feels like I was very close to being one.
No, that's always an uncomfortable situation. But I don't ever think speaking up and telling somebody, that's not a bad thing.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to feel weird, obviously, but no.
And the fact that you feel weird about it actually proves that you are not as Karen as people are calling you.
Yeah.
Because
I posted
Karens
about
do
it.
things with, like, out regard for anybody's, like, they're like, I'm right, they're wrong, I'm paying them to work on my feet. That's why they came to this country, that kind of stuff. They'll say crap like that.
It was none of that.
Yeah.
But I like posted about
Go back where you came from if you're not going to do my big toe.
I posted about complaining at the nail salon on my Instagram story, and everybody's like, oh, why are you such a Karen now? See, this is a problem, blah, blah, blah.
Why do you do this to yourself? Why did you post anything?
It was more of like for the other women. I posted, I was like, I did the most difficult thing any woman can do, and I complained at the nail salon. And a lot of women were like, dude, more power to you. I've never opened my mouth. It's scary. I don't know why it's so scary to complain at a nail salon. I think it is because it's a luxury service and you don't want to bitch.
Well, but it's also time consuming
It is.
under normal circumstances, and it's not cheap. And so I think a lot of those places, if they're racing through, and that lady might have had an off day, who knows? But the bottom line is that's the day that you were there. So whether or not she's having an off day, but there's probably a lot of places that count on people not complaining.
Yeah. And just whatever, I'll eat the $35 and not say anything.
Right. I just won't tip or whatever.
Well, that I had already decided. I was like, you're not getting $1. This is so bad. And then as I like built up the confidence, it took me my entire manicure. It took me a half hour to build up the confidence to say something.
As you're getting your manicure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so check it off. He's not a Karen.
Why you bugging?
No, I wouldn't call that a Karen move.
Okay.
To me, a Karen would be like if they did a pretty good job, but there was one tiny thing that you just blew out of proportion.
Yeah.
But it really is on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah,
you know it when you see it. I'm going to take a break here. If you want to send me a text, 35192. You can listen anywhere you are on the iHeartRadio app.
Rover's Morning Glory.
You're watching RMGTV.